Welcome to the story of KB Toys, a beloved toy store that once brought joy to millions of children across America. Founded nearly a century ago, KB Toys became a household name, only to eventually face a dramatic downfall. This is a tale of innovation, competition, and the ever-changing retail landscape. Let's dive into the history of KB Toys, from its humble beginnings to its eventual decline. Part 1. The beginnings. The story of KB Toys begins in 1922 when the Kaufman brothers, Harry and Joseph, started a wholesale candy business in Pittsfield, Massachusetts. Like many businesses of that era, they had to adapt to survive. By the 1940s, the Kaufmans noticed that toys were becoming increasingly popular, especially around the holiday season. They began to shift their focus from candy to toys, rebranding the business as KB Toy and Hobby. This pivot set the stage for the company's future success. By the 1970s, KB Toy and Hobby had evolved into KB Toys, a chain of small toy stores located primarily in shopping malls. At a time when malls were booming across the United States, KB Toys capitalized on this trend, opening stores in almost every major mall. Their strategy was simple: provide a wide variety of toys at competitive prices, conveniently located where families were already shopping. Part 2. Growth and expansion. The 1970s and 1980s were golden years for KB Toys. The company expanded rapidly, with over 1,300 stores at its peak. Unlike big box competitors, KB Toys focused on smaller store formats, which allowed them to be nimble and adapt quickly to changing consumer preferences. The stores were often filled to the brim with the latest and most popular toys, making them a go-to destination for parents and children alike. One of the key strategies that set KB Toys apart was their ability to offer discounts. They were known for offering clearance items at a fraction of the original price, which attracted bargain hunting shoppers. This strategy was especially effective during the holiday season when demand for toys skyrocketed. KB Toys also benefited from the fact that it was located in malls, a central hub of social activity in the 1980s. Families would spend entire days at the mall, shopping, eating, and, of course, visiting the toy store. KB Toys became synonymous with fun and excitement, a place where children could explore shelves of action figures, board games, dolls, and more. Part 3. The challenges began as the 1990s rolled in. The retail landscape began to change. The rise of big box stores like Walmart and Target introduced a new level of competition. These stores offered not only toys but also a wide array of other products, often at lower prices. Meanwhile, Toys R Us, a giant in the toy industry, continued to expand its footprint, offering a wider selection of toys in larger stores. KB Toys, with its smaller store format, began to feel the pressure. While they were still popular, they couldn't match the low prices and vast selection offered by their larger competitors. The company's reliance on mall locations, which had been a strength in the past, now became a liability as foot traffic in malls began to decline. Another significant challenge was the growing popularity of video games and electronic gadgets. While KB Toys sold video games, their young customers were increasingly drawn to electronics over traditional toys. Part 4. The impact of private equity ownership. In 2000, KB Toys was acquired by Bain Capital, a private equity firm. The acquisition was a turning point for the company, but not in a positive way. Bain Capital, like many private equity firms, was focused on extracting as much value as possible from the business. To do this, they loaded KB Toys with significant debt, a strategy that left the company with little room to maneuver financially. The debt burden made it difficult for KB Toys to invest in the business, whether it was in store improvements, marketing, or adapting to new retail trends. The company struggled to compete with its rivals, who were better positioned to take advantage of the burgeoning online retail market. Part 5. The first bankruptcy and attempted recovery. By 2004, the financial strain became too much to bear. KB Toys filed for bankruptcy, a move that forced the company to close nearly 600 stores. The bankruptcy was a major blow, but KB Toys wasn't ready to give up just yet. The company restructured its operations and attempted to recover, focusing on its most profitable stores and trying to streamline its operations. However, the competitive landscape had changed dramatically. Walmart, Target, and Amazon were dominating the retail market, offering toys at prices that KB Toys couldn't match. Even though the company had reduced its footprint, it continued to struggle against these giants. Part 6. The final decline and closure. The final blow came in 2008 during the global financial crisis. The economic downturn hit the retail industry hard, and KB Toys was no exception. Consumers were cutting back on non-essential purchases, and toys were among the first items to be crossed off the shopping list. In this tough environment, KB Toys filed for bankruptcy again, this time with no chance of recovery. In 2009, the company liquidated its remaining stores, marking the end of an era. The rights to the KB Toys brand were eventually sold to a liquidation firm, and the once thriving toy store chain was no more. Part 7. The brief attempt at revival. In 2018, there was a glimmer of hope for KB Toys fans. After the closure of Toys R Us, a company called Strategic Marks, LLC announced plans to revive the KB Toys brand. They envisioned opening pop-up stores during the holiday season, hoping to capture some of the magic that had made KB Toys a beloved brand in the past. Despite the excitement and nostalgia that surrounded the announcement, the revival never fully materialized. The retail landscape had changed too much, and the challenges of re-entering a market dominated by online shopping were insurmountable. The KB Toys revival was short-lived, and the brand remains a fond memory for those who grew up in the 1980s and 1990s. Part 8. The legacy of KB Toys. Although KB Toys is no longer around, its legacy lives on. For many, KB Toys was more than just a store, it was a destination, a place where children's dreams came to life. The sight of those familiar red and yellow signs, the thrill of walking through the aisles filled with toys, and the joy of finding that perfect toy on sale are memories that still bring smiles to the faces of those who remember. KB Toys' story is also a cautionary tale about the retail industry. It highlights the importance of adapting to changing consumer behaviors, the dangers of excessive debt, and the challenges of competing in an increasingly digital world. While KB Toys couldn't survive these challenges, its impact on the toy industry and the hearts of many remains undeniable. Conclusion. And so, we come to the end of the KB Toys story, a story of rise, fall, and brief resurgence. Though the brand may be gone, the memories it created will live on for generations. Whether it was the excitement of picking out a new toy or the thrill of discovering a hidden gem on clearance, KB Toys holds a special place in the history of American retail. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of KB Toys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories about the brands that shaped our childhoods.